Yo, it's your girl Madame. Welcome back to a brand new video. This video isn't like my usual, so sorry that I'm not reacting to Hello Counselor or anything fancy. I just want to talk and showcase some clips. I'm not sure how to make an introduction to this or even briefly describe what this video is, so I'm just gonna start talking. As you guys know recently that I was slandered and there's a lot of fabrications made against me, which really sucks, but I'm not losing sleep over it because it's the internet, and I see that as a sign of success because every big creator has gone through fabrication. So obviously I didn't lose sleep over it. Like, I didn't mind at first. Like, I just don't care about lies or like what the internet says. Like, if someone made up a story that I murdered someone, I literally could care less. But that's besides the point. So I hate the term clout chaser, but over time it's kind of become like a normal thing to say because they just exist everywhere. So there was a clout chaser / habitual liar that lied about their life and occupation a lot, and then lied about me, fabricated a story about me, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And while lying about someone does suck, I didn't really care at first because, yeah, it didn't really affect my life or anything. It's just a liar on the internet. Who cares, right? But I got an email from my fan fiber agent in regards to the art that I paid for, and he stated that the artist is trying to get my art off of my merch site because I apparently don't have permission to use it, which really confused me because when I commissioned this artist, I asked them if it was for commercial use, and they said yes, and that's completely fine. And on top of that, this commission was for my commercial use. So I had to get all the screenshots of this artist sending me the art, and then our conversation logs where we discuss the commercial use and that they're completely cool with it and how excited they were for their art to be on a merch site. On top of that, I had to provide screenshots of my PayPal transaction with this person because, like I said, I paid for this art. The artist knew that it was for a merch site. They were excited about it going live and even said they wanted to purchase a hoodie for themselves when it went live. So I had to showcase those screenshots on top of the PayPal transactions and be like, yo, this is my art. I paid for it. Commercial use. They knew it was on the site, and all of a sudden they're saying I don't have their permission when I paid for this art for my commercial use. With that being said, this is what I want to talk about: habitual lying and the art community. There's been a lot of artists in my DMs that have told me they have left the community for I guess like toxicity. Like, they would tell me their stories, and I can't keep up with every DM. I get a lot, but the amount of artists, I'm saying at least like 50 plus, maybe in the hundreds, because I can't check every fucking DM, but like so many have like told me they're so sorry and that this is why they left the community because they experienced the same thing. It's very toxic apparently, and I didn't really care because I'm not a part of that community, you know. Like, I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear, but I mean, it's not really my business. I don't know much about that community, but what I do know is it feels like every liar tends to be an artist. It almost feels like for every 10 artists, 9 are a liar. Like, at this point I associate liars with being artists, and I shouldn't, but could you blame me? This is where questions start to arise. This is where I even questioned it. What is the motive to lie about this? I was very professional and very kind to this person that I commissioned my art for, which they knew it was for the merchandise, like there's screenshots of it and all of this, and all of a sudden they are lying and contacting my agents and saying, I did not give her permission, she didn't pay for this art, it's not for commercial use, blah, blah, blah. What would motivate someone to lie about this? Why I think this person lied is because they saw that it could get them a lot of attention. I think that they saw what happened to the person that made up an entire story about me and fabricated everything, including evidence. And it's quite sad that people do this, but that's besides the point. They saw that that person gained a lot of, I guess, like, attraction, or what do I fucking call this? The liar gained a lot of publicity for it. So the artist that I commissioned, like I said for the millionth time, that knew this was for my merch, that said their art is for commercial use, or their commissions are for commercial use. You get the point. So why would they lie about this when they got payment and everything was fine? I think it was for attention. So now they're fabricating a story that they were never paid and I didn't have permission to sell it as my merchandise and all this stuff, and claiming that I mistreated them and all this when that's not true. I find this quite sad. So this brings me to the topic of how should I say this? Liars, I guess, or clout chasing. because it doesn't matter how nice or professional you are to people, they will lie about you for attention because you have a following, and it mind boggles me because I could never picture myself doing that to someone. It's horrible. For example, Mr. Beast had like an editor or something, and that editor had to quit, or maybe he got fired. I don't remember. I think that he quit because he was gonna move or something. I might get the details wrong for the story. I'm so sorry. Just watch Keemstar. But anyways, because the editor was not gonna work for Mr. Beast anymore, Mr. Beast ensured that he got a brand new job and then paid him $10,000. Like, what? And then, guess what this editor decides to do, or like former editor? Months after he got $10,000 from Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast was so nice to this person, he decided that he wanted attention, or like clout or whatever. I hate using that word, but honestly, it's a thing now and it's sad. But he wanted clout, so what he decided to do was lie about Mr. Beast and say he was severely mistreated working for him, and like all this horrible shit, when really Mr. Beast was nothing but super professional and really kind to this person. So the fact that you can be so nice and give someone 10 grand and they're still gonna lie on your name and slander you and call you a horrible person for the sake of clout, for some attention on the internet, is horrible. This really needs to be talked about more. And did it affect Mr. Beast? Absolutely not. I think that everyone knows he's a genuine person. But because I'm a small channel, and, you know, not a lot of people know me, and the fabrications made against me also has fabricated screenshots to make it look compelling, then people actually believe it, and it's sad. Fabrications against YouTubers really needs to stop, but I don't think it will. As much as I'm looking forward to 2020, I feel that fabrications against public figures for the sake of clout, money, attention is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And oh my god, it happened to James Charles recently. Again, I don't know any creator that has been slandered more than James Charles. Like, so many people have fabricated so many stories about this guy. So the recent one was like a fan, or like an ex-fan. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't call this person a fan because they slandered him. But basically, they blew up because they made up a story saying that James was very rude and wouldn't take a picture with him when that was not true. And then James had to go to Keemstar and say, listen, no, I took a picture with this person. I'm never rude to fans, etc., etc. And he was basically like, it sucks that people will do anything for attention, like just for a little bit of internet fame, they're willing to lie about you. And it's sad. James should not have to deal with fabrication after fabrication after fabrication all year long. Like, that's horrible. Like, let this person live and fucking play with his makeup. And another topic I want to bring up is the fact that all these artists in my DMs that have told me I left that community because of this, and this, and this. I want to make this video so that we can have an open discussion about it, so people can, if they're content creators, they can download this video, and as long as it's, you know, with fair use, but that's besides the point, as long as they give their opinion about this topic. And just let's have a discussion about this, because this is a really bad issue. Fabrications it's one thing. You know, you can make up stories about YouTubers for attention all you want. Like, does it suck? Sure. But if you're a good person, you don't lose sleep over it. Like, it literally doesn't matter. But what does matter is when that starts to impact your income and your life, and your friends start to get harassed over this. This is where I think it should draw the line. The fact that an artist saw an opportunity for clout and lied about my commission for, like I said, the sake of clout, has impacted my income and has made fans that wanted to purchase my merch very sad. Make up stories about me all you want. Fabricate story after story. Fabricate screenshots for all I care. I could care less, because I know that I'm a good person. I didn't do anything wrong. What happened was this person lied about not getting credit when they did get credit, and wouldn't stop harassing me after I had blocked them on different social medias. So I decided to remove the credit. It's as simple as that. I didn't do anything to this person, and they decided to lie about it. But honestly, who cares about the fabrications? What I'm trying to say, and what point I'm trying to make, is that when it affects someone's income, that's where there should be a line drawn. This behavior should be looked down upon. But people are just gonna try to put the habitual liar on a throne because it fits their narrative about me, because they don't like me, my content, or they dislike me based off of fabrications. But regardless of whether people dislike me or not, this should be looked down upon. Lying, no matter if the lies were against someone you dislike, should be looked down upon. The fact that I have dealt with so much slander when I'm genuinely a good person is very, very sad. Now, like I said, I don't lose sleep over it, but it's something to talk about. It's something to think about. The fact that I had to literally take a bunch of screenshots of my PayPal transactions and the artist being excited about it being on the merch site and the artist claiming that this commission is in fact for commercial use and all this stuff, and they're lying about it because they saw it as an opportunity for clout and stuff like that is so sad. I shouldn't have to deal with this. I really shouldn't. Back to my main point, and the general point of this video is that fabrications against social media influencers and the quote-unquote clout chasers, which unfortunately I hate that fucking word, I think is a thing. It needs to be talked about more. It needs to be looked down upon more because this is just really wrong. Like I said, go ahead and fabricate screenshots against me. Slander me for all I care. I don't care about that. What I do care about is when it affects people's lives. And it has affected mine because the artist that I had paid for decided to try to remove what I paid for off of my site. And that's not okay. It's really not okay that I had to go out of my way to tell my agent, I am so sorry that these people are harassing you and lying about this, but here's the screenshots that, about the art that I paid for, and the artist saying it's for commercial use and that they're so happy that's going to be on the merch site, and here we are dealing with habitual liars that want to, make up a story for attention. It's sad. I really should not have to go through that. I just wish that people wouldn't do this or clout chasing wasn't a thing. I have a lot of sympathy for people like James Charles, and I'm honestly really fucking sad about this, that this happens to so many good people that haven't done anything wrong. It breaks my heart when I think about these other content creators that have just had so many lies spread about them. It literally breaks my fucking heart. The fact that there's lies about me, that doesn't break my heart, because bitch, I know I'm a good person, but it literally, it feels like my heart gets ripped out of my chest every time, a person lies about, people, like I said, James. I know I use him a lot, but, I can't think of another creator that gets lied about so goddamn much. But, my heart literally comes out of my fucking chest when people make up stories about him. I'm genuinely sad about this, okay? This needs to be talked about more. That's why I'm making this video. I also think that, the art community has a very bad lying problem, and that also needs to be talked about. It's not okay to lie. I would say the majority lie for the sake of clout or attention, and go as far as to fabricate screenshots for very evil, malicious, attention-seeking reasons. And I would say 10% actually have a habitual lying problem, and I have sympathy for those people, and I hope that they get help. But for the people that don't have a habitual lying problem and they're just doing it with malicious intent, you need to get some help, something. This is really fucked up. With that being said, I hope this kind of opens up a discussion about this topic. It really hurts my heart that this happens to other people, because no one should have to go through this. I will never understand people that will see someone with a following and think that, alright, it's my turn, I'm gonna leech off this, I'm gonna lie about this person, it's time to fucking open up Photoshop and, make some shit up. It's sad. It feels gross. I could never see myself doing that. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I know this is a long tangent, but I just wanted to use my platform to, open up a discussion about this, because it's seriously, fucked up. Also, another habitual liar, I cannot believe I deal with so many liars, decided to wrongfully strike down my video, which, yeah, that did affect me and my life, but I would say the merch thing, and the fact that there's another liar that saw an opportunity to get some attention, and I have to deal with managing my merch and talking to my merch agent and, having to deal with getting the stuff back up and running. That is horrible, and I hope that no other creator has to deal with this. Clout chasing fucking sucks. It's one thing to social climb as long as you're a good fucking person, and another to lie It's horrible. It needs to stop, and I hope that this, opens up a good conversation about this topic. I hope that other creators will download this video and openly talk about this. And I hope that if you're not a creator and you just want to have an open discussion, that you do in the comments. And yeah, with that being said, I do have a normal video coming up soon. Peace.
Think to myself, man, I don't have to talk. Think to myself that I'm better than you. I got more plays than your whole fucking crew. Hating on me, but they watch what I do. Hating on me, but they see what I prove. Grinding so much, I put bands in my shoes. Open my eyes, I see bands coming through. Ain't gonna lie, I want bands, I want blue. Infamous, my gang.